Hi, this is Denise Vidoc, and I am a Microsoft certified trainer, and I am also a OneNote and digital planning enthusiast. And today we're going to be talking about freestyle planning. So, if you've seen different planners, like you've got your Erin Condren and Happy Planner, and everything is you're going to want to stay within these boxes and these columns, and you can do that in digital planning, and I have done that many times. But sometimes you want to think outside the box and just put things wherever you want to put it, and that's the beauty of digital planning. So let's get right into it. And I'm just gonna start a new page here. And what I'm gonna do for this particular layout is I'm gonna start and I'm gonna have a big background picture. So I'm just gonna insert a picture from file, and I'm just gonna pick a picture. And this is this is actually an image that I got from Bing. It was one of the background pictures several days ago, as of the time when I'm making this video. And since I started right in the beginning of the page, it's actually wanting to put this in a content holder, which it doesn't need to be that. So I'm just going to actually cut it and stick it off to the side so that it's just the image by itself. And I'm going to drag it up to the top here, and I'm just going to make it big so that it covers the whole page probably, and then some. I can set this as a background, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another tracker on this page, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So what I have is I have created a tracker that I just made here in Word, and I'm going to make sure that my cursor is somewhere else other than within this page. And actually, let's go into, we're going to design this a little bit different. I'm going to change the colors on this page. Let me use blues and greens because that's the color that's the kind of thing just to go along with the color of the theme that I've got going on in that image. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that one. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, now that I've got this image and it's not full 100% size, but it's just to get the image, I'm going to use the snipping tool. And I have mine saved over here on the side, but if you don't see it, you can just hit your Windows key and start typing snipping. And when you see it, right click, and of course on yours it'll say pin to start, because that way it'll just be easier for you to get to it. So I am going to use my snipping tool, and I'm going to say new, because this is a new image. And I'm going to get as close as I can to the top corner of this, and I'm going to drag down as close as I can to the bottom corner of this, and that just copies it to the clipboard. So now basically I've got an image. I don't have a word table, I've got an image. And I'm just going to come back over in here, and I'm going to get outside somewhere out here, and I'm going to paste that in here. Now that I've got it, I can drag it over the top over here. Get back so you can see everything. And now what I want to do is I want to set both of these as a background so that I can type over it or write on it or whatever, and I don't have to worry about it moving around. And if you're going to do this, let me make sure I've got my image still in, yeah, it's still at the top because I want it to cover everything. I'm going to actually move this a little bit. I'm going to move it up higher. So what you have to do is whatever you want on top, you have to set as a background first. So I can right click on it, go to picture, and set as picture as background, or I can come up here on the ribbon or the toolbar up at the top and click set picture as background. Either way works. It's the same thing. So it looks like it just disappeared off the page, but it didn't really. So now we've got the big image here, and I can click on it so that it's active, and I'm going to set picture as background, and it sets it to the very far background, so it will actually be behind the image that we set earlier. So just so you know that that's how that works. So if we're going to use this for planning, we're going to just say this is June 18th through the 24th, 2018. So that'll be, you know, information and everything. That'll be for next week. And I'm just going to make that white bold just so it'll show up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on making the days of the week. And I am going to use a table, but it's not going to be everything all together like you've seen before. So I'm just going to do a 2-cell table, and it doesn't matter where it's at for right now. And I'm going to type in day, June, and a space, and I'm going to make that a little d. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the table menu, and I'm going to use kind of this bright blue, but I'm going to hit more colors and go to the bright blue, and I'm going to pick a darker color. Just pick that one. And then I'm going to come down into this next box down, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to more colors and pick the blue. And then I'm going to pick the lightest color here, and I'm just going to pick that one. And that one's going to be like where I'm going to put everything for all my events or tasks or whatever I have to do. So I'm going to come back in here. I'm just going to make that white just so it shows up. Let's make it bold. Okay. So now I've got my my table here basically, and I'm just going to, if I hit enter right now, that text box is going to go, that second row is going to go away. So I'm just going to undo that. So if I hit a space in there, and if I hit enter now, it gives me a second row, which, if you want to do that and put every event on a separate row, that's fine too, but I don't want to. So now that I've got a space in there, I'm just going to back it up one and hit 2 or 3, whatever, carriage returns, just to make my row deeper, because you cannot set a row height, but you can set a column width like I'm doing now. So now that I've got this is basically going to be our little template. I'm just going to select both of these both of these rows, and I'm going to hit Control C to copy. And I'm just going to use my down arrow just to get down to the next row down below it, or just below the table actually. And I'm just going to hit Control V to paste, down arrow, paste, down arrow, paste, down arrow, paste. So I've got 5 days of the week here, and I'm going to move those just over here. And then I'm going to come up over, whoop, get that in there. Leave that out. So now I'm just going to paste it one more time, and I'm going to paste it one more time, and this is going to be our weekends. And let's make the weekends be a different color. So let's go to the shading. We'll go to more colors, and I'll pick kind of the teal color, and I'll do about the same thing. So I use the 4th one over here for the shading there. And since I've already got that color picked, I can go ahead and click on this next header and use that shading. And then I'm going to come back in and get another shading. I'm going to get the lightest color for this box, and then since it's already picked, I can just click on the shading button again, and so now I've got it for the second one. And you can put this wherever. It depends on what your image is that you're using for your background, because I don't want to like cover up the turtle's face on this one. So you can move it wherever you want to move it. It doesn't have to line up with what you've got in there before. So you can come in and you can start going Monday, June 18th. This is June 19th. Tuesday, and you get the idea. So you can do the same thing over here, Saturday. Whoop. Clicked outside of it. Over here. Well, it does not want to cooperate with me. probably over on top of it too much. Saturday, and that would be the, what, 23rd. And so you get the idea there. Now, in the days, all the stuff that I want to put in here, I can put my tasks in here. I can put reminders like birthdays and anniversaries. I can put, you know, individual appointments, everything there. So let's just say, and I'm using this little touch keyboard. And if you don't have it, you can just hit your Windows key and start typing touch keyboard, and you can set it so that it's visible. So I'm just going to pick on, let's do a credit card. And we're going to say bill due on that one. And when I hit enter, you see it makes the row bigger, but you can just, if you want to, you can just delete it out. If you want to keep them all the same, or, you know, if you want to have, you know, you don't have anything else on Monday, you can delete out extra rows and just leave it like it is. Let's just say we've got a birthday on this day. And then at 3:30 p.m. is, let's do take note chat. That is, it's something that Michelle Christensen and Jared DeCamp do once a month. And there will be more information on that on Michelle Christensen's her YouTube channel, or on Facebook. You can go to OneNote bullet journal, and she usually posts information about that there. So I can hit extra rows, or I can delete rows out, so I can make this however big or short that I want to make it. So if I came in here now, and if I wanted to put a task in this particular cell, if I'm on my home, I can click the tag, the to-do tag, and that will put the checkbox in there. But if you notice, it kind of indents the rest of the text. So you may or may not want to do it within the same, have tags or, you know, the to-dos in here. So what I'm going to do is I want to do it and just put it somewhere separate. So let's just insert another table. And this is going to be to do this week. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to go down to the next row down, and then I'm going to hit the tag in there. So let's make this, we'll just do the golden yellow, make it look kind of the colors of a sticky note, and let's make it wider. So if I type in, you know, task number 1, and I hit enter again, it's going to give me another row. And again, personal preference, you can do a tag here and start typing again, or you can add a space in here and then back it up. And if I hit enter now, the to-do tag is going to continue. So if I type in task 2 and do a space and backspace and then come back, then, you know, then it just continues. So you can have that. And if you can use your little emoji up here if you want as well. You can say, you know, water the plants, just whatever you need to do to give yourself visual interest for whatever. And let's go in now. And since we're talking about emoji, you can also use those as a tracker. So if I come in here, and what I'm doing, I'm just clicking anywhere outside of any of the other tables, just so that I'm basically just on an empty space. And I'm going to come in, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to find my honey. And I'm going to use that as a tracker on here. And I'm going to hold down my Alt button so that I can do micro adjustments and then let up on my mouse key. And so I've got my little honey in there. And I'm just going to copy that. And let's say on Tuesday, I forgot to do it. So I'm just going to use spaces, and I'm going to come over here to the little Wednesday box, and I'm going to post it or paste it right back over the top. So that's one way that you can do your trackers. Another thing that you can do is you can use your draw menu, and you can pick a color. I'll just do purple, and I'm going to make it as big as I can possibly get it. I'm not sure why it's not letting me put it in here. It's like it's reverting back to text. Okay. Well, if it doesn't work with the keyboard, we can always use a stylus. And so I'm just going to click in the middle, or you can color it in however you want to do it, or you can do a check mark, or you can do an X. Those are kind of thick. Let me back out of there and let's use a smaller one. And then here I can do it. I'll do a check mark, and then I'll do a X on this one, and you can shade it like that. You can do it however you want to do it, because you're just drawing on the background. So that's a couple different ways you can use your tracker there, and you can use your stylus, or you can just click in here, and let's say I had 8,147 steps, and you can kind of move that around. I can use my Alt button again just to kind of get it in the place where I want to get it. So you can use text or stylus or drawing, whatever you want to do there. Okay, so let's do another box. I'm going to insert a table, just a single cell table, and let's move it down here. And I'm just going to make this a big box, and let's just shade it. I don't know, let's just pick a light color, and we'll do that one. And this is going to be a brain dump. So this is going to be for taking all those notes that you want to do. I'm just going to hit several carriage returns just to make it a big box. And let's just to make it interesting, let's pick another color. Let's do a pen. We'll do the dark blue and click on shape. I'm going to do the square. And you see my cursor turns to the little plus. So I'm just going to go outside the corner here, and I'm going to drag down to this other side here. So it just makes it have a border. And because I've used carriage returns, I can come in here and, whatever thought is in my head, I can dump it here. Or same thing, you can use your stylus to put in information here. And once you've got all whenever you have a thought, put it in here. And then if you need to, at the end of the day, and you come back and you look over this, you can just, you can come in here and you can cut it from here, and you can say, okay, well, this is something I need to do on Saturday. And so you can move it up there. All right. So let's insert a picture. And sometimes if you want to copy and paste pictures that you use all the time, I'm just going to hit Control M, and that's going to give me another instance of OneNote. Well, nothing seems to be wanting to work today. So I'll just go back to here. So I've got in my digital planner, I have a page with I call them stickers, but all they are is just pictures and everything. So I can just click on one and hit copy. And then I can go back to where I was and just paste it out here in the middle. And I can drag it down here. Let's say that's going to be like, Thursday and Friday. I'm just going to make it smaller so that it kind of covers both pages. And then I can go back. I'll go forward. Let's just grab another one. Go back. And I'm going to put this. And again, like I said, this is freestyle. So it doesn't have to be in the box. It doesn't have to fit within the box. You can put it, lean it off to the side, however you want to do it. This is all just completely freestyle. All right, so let's go in now and let's just add some more layers to this just to kind of give it depth. And I'm going to insert a picture from file. And let's just pick this guy. And these are I just did a search on Google and I said fish PNG because the PNG files will give you the ones with the transparent background. And of course, he's way too big, so let's go bring it. And let's put it over here over the top. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab in those other fish that I have. Let's type this one. I'm going to make it smaller. Adjust it because I'm going to put it where it's going to be covering both of those. Whoop. It's one of those things, if you're holding the Alt button down and the mouse, you got to let the mouse off first and then the Alt button, or else it'll jump back to where it was. And let's do another one. I'm going to put him over the brain dump. But let's flip it horizontal, make it go the other direction. Okay. So another thing that you can do with your emojis and everything is you can use those to kind of do your trackers or your daily trackers of things that you want to do. And you can make a key for it. So let's just come in here and let's do, you want to do, 6,000 plus steps for the day. Make these white, bold. All right, let's do another one. What are we going to do? Let's do a little lunchbox here and say this is a no spend lunch. In other words, bring it from home. And we can do another one. Let's just do 8 glasses of water. And we'll do this one. Declutter. You can do that 15-minute fling. So now that you've got your legend or your key, whatever you want to do, you can come into the bottom of your, or wherever you want to put it. It doesn't have to be on the bottom, but you can put it right here. So let's do, we got our 8 glasses of water and we got our fitness step and we did our decluttering, but we didn't bring a lunch from home. We forgot to do it. It's Monday, it's forgivable. So let's do the next day. We did brought our lunch from home and we got in our water and we did our steps, but we didn't do any decluttering. So you can kind of see, each day you can kind of see what you did, and you don't have to have text everywhere on the screen. You can just use this. So other things that you can do on here, you can, if you want to come in here and let's say, go to another notebook. Now I'm still in my digital planner. And let's I've got this budget and bills. I'm going to copy the link to the page, and I'm going to go back. Whoop, so much. So I'm going to say budget, bills, I'm going to do Control K to insert a link. I'm going to paste the link to that page. And if you need to, you can insert it. You can insert that into a table so that you can add shading to it, just so that you can see it. But now that acts as a hyperlink to another page to make it easier. If you're used to looking at like OneNote 2016, where you've got your sections on the top and you can't see them here without having to go back, you can just use links on the page. But that should give you an idea of just, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this and I'm okay, I want to put this on this side, I want to put this on this side, and I want to put this down here at the bottom, and I want to put something else on it, I want to flip it. You can do whatever you want to do with it when you're using digital planning. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And if you give it a thumbs up down at the bottom, I would appreciate that. And you could subscribe to my channel for future reference, or you can catch me on the OneNote Bullet Journal Facebook group. There's a lot of people there that have a lot of good ideas, and I get a lot of my inspiration from there. And we will catch you next time. Bye.